Wait just a moment. What do we have here? Could it really be the courier from the Mojave? You're a long way from home, courier.
Ha! Much more pathetic than I imagined. Let's finish him off.
Not just yet. It's not every day you get to kill a legend. Let's have some fun first.
Yes, suffer.
Left or right? Now that I have your attention, I'm going to ask you a few questions. If you answer them, your death will be swift. If you don't answer me in a prompt manner, your death will be very slow and very painful. Why is the NCR here? Join us. You consorted with the NCR, traveled hundreds of miles with them. My men line the streets, dead, in part because of you. After all that, you honestly expect me to believe that you came here to join us? If that's true, you must be a master of deception. Perhaps, then, you are useful. I'll consider your offer, courier. But regardless, you must be punished.
You're awake. After the beating you took, Warren thought you were gonna bleed out. My hopes were much higher. I'm Bismarck. Glad to finally talk to someone who isn't insane. It's hard to tell down here, but I'd say at least 3 days. Maybe more. When you came in here, you were barely conscious, had bruises and cuts all over you. From what we overheard, the Legate was the one who did the beating. Don't know why, though. Something I'll have to ask about once we get out of here. Nice to meet you, too. Warren could learn a thing from you. I'll let you get your bearings. Kalita should be here to pick us up in a minute.
Oh, you're alive? That's too bad. I would have enjoyed eating your corpse. Your body is so firm. Did you have something to say to me? Bleeder Sanctuary. Like the guards. None left now. Nothing. The legates from Antari. And her boss. We all did. Even the guards. You were so helpless, bleeding on the floor unconscious. It would have been so easy to end you. I like hurting people. Making them suffer. Legion lets me do that whenever I want. It was the obvious choice. I did, didn't I? It was a compliment, you know. I don't dirty my mouth with flesh unless the meal is worthy. Scar on your face shows you were more than worthy. Don't thank me. I'm merely telling the truth.
So, you're the courier who asked to join us in the middle of being tortured. If nothing else, I admire your bravado. All initiates wear them. You are no different. For now, your judge, and potentially your executioner. We'll see. Follow me, and don't wander too far, or else you'll lose your head. We're here. These are some of the Legion's finest recruits. They fought alongside the men you killed on the way to that bridge. They're going to beat you, again and again, until I tell them to stop. This healing powder, if used well, should keep you alive. You can fight back, if you wish, but I would conserve my energy. All you need to do to pass is survive. It bears you to the pain, true pain. As a Legionnaire, you must stand tall in the face of pain, no matter what. And there must be a reckoning for your sins against us. They've already started. You survived. Good. There may be hope for you yet. Come. Your next test awaits. You may have forsaken the NCR, but you still fought with them. We need to know you hold no loyalty to Blackthorn, or his army of whores. The man in there is named Yuri. He's an NCR soldier, in the same unit as yourself. He drew poorly in the lottery, which is why your fellow initiates clawed his eyes out and beat his legs with hammers. He knows nothing of value, and he's been crying for hours. Finish it. Good. Make it slow.
What's up? That beating must have knocked you up bad, huh? We're in Ostia, the Legion's base. More accurately, we're in Ostia's dungeon. It's where they send all the initiates. At least that's what Kalidas told me. Here. Well, not here, Junk Fleet, but you get the idea. Kalidas Preko. He's a Frumentari, the Legate's right-hand man. Supposedly, he helped take out Outpost Gresham. Well, that's just a rumor. A word of warning. He's kinda weird. Just keep that in mind. That's Warren, craziest son of a bitch I ever met. My grandpa married a bighorner. I'm an initiate, like you and Warren. It wasn't easy, but I've survived. Not much longer now until I get my own set of Legion armor. It's better than the alternative. There's discipline here. Order, a way to things. You don't find that anywhere else, especially with the NCR.
Oh, you're alive? That's too bad. Did you?
Courier? Is that you? I can't see. Hello? Is anyone there? Damn it, answer me!
Yes, good. One less degenerate polluting the frontier. You've proven now that you hold no loyalty to NCR. But the Legate requires one more thing of you. He needs to know that you are loyal to him, and him alone. That's why he wants you to kill the initiates in the other room. You can make it quick, or make them suffer. It's up to you. I'm satisfied as long as they're dead. Those are wise words. You almost swayed me. Almost. Congratulations, Courier. You passed this test without spilling a single drop of blood. To make a point, it was either you or them. Sometimes there is no middle ground. I made a promise to the Legate. It's either you or the others. I don't break my promises. Keep that tongue of yours sharp. It will serve you well. You've passed all of our tests. Congratulations, Courier. You are now officially a part of the Legion. But now it's time for the hard part. The Legate wishes to speak to you.
Calidus tells me that you passed all of his tests. While you were down there, I did some research about your activities in the Mojave. You survived an attack in Goodsprings and tracked down your attacker. You were the one who ended the life of Aaron Kimball. Your greatest achievement, if it was yours. You tricked the NCR into accepting false intel, an action worthy of Vulpes. You repaired the fort's howitzer. You destroyed the monorail, cutting off a valuable supply line for the NCR. You prevented Silas from being interrogated. You defended Nelson and destroyed one of the largest NCR camps in the region. According to the rumors, you've accomplished more than even myself. But that's all they are to me. Rumors. I still don't know you, Courier. I don't know what you can do. And until then, I can't trust you. Yet you have earned your place here. And I know a way for you to fully prove yourself. You no longer need to wear that collar. Speak to Calidus outside for your first assignment. I would also suggest getting to know the camp and its inhabitants. Ostia is your home now. It's your responsibility to know it. It's also your responsibility to involve yourself in the camp and solve any problems that come up. If there's one thing you're good at, it's solving problems. If there's nothing else, I have business to attend to. Make it quick. There are several places in the wasteland far safer for deserters than the frontier. They must have come to this place for a reason. A weapon, most likely. However, Dolus either doesn't know what they're doing, or refuses to tell us. No one you need to concern yourself with. He's my head from Antari, and, I dare say, my friend. He's brought me more victories than any other man. If he wasn't here, we likely would have lost this war. Caesar has taken the downtrodden and weak, and forged with them a nation greater than any other. I am proud to be a part of it. But in its current state, the Legion is unsustainable. Without forward momentum, an enemy to fight, we wither. Part of this is due to some of our policies. They are better suited for war than governance. If the Legion has hope to survive past Caesar's death, there must be a change. Perhaps. But first, we must win this war. I don't Which one? In theory, they should be one of the strongest nations the Wasteland has ever seen. It has all the power of California without the democracy or degenerates to hold it back. A pure military dictatorship built on discipline and personal strength. Unfortunately for them, Blackthorn is incompetent. He insists on trying to save those that deny his help, wasting resources on degenerates even his own men hate. Worse, instead of consolidating his power, he wants to go back south to improve the NCR by removing Kimball from power and holding another election. He wants to undercut everything he has achieved, throw his power away as if it is nothing. He's pathetic, more so than Kimball. He and his men deserve no less than death. The Scavengers are the largest tribe I've ever come across, almost as large as the Legion. If they wanted to, they could create a nation all to themselves, but their pride and vices keep that from happening. In their failure, the Legion will thrive. We will assimilate some into the Legion, enslave others, and kill the rest, as has been done hundreds of times before. Most are, to an extent, but the majority are mercenaries. Their only loyalty is to Caps. That's not counting the Raiders. They are, and they've tried several times to consolidate that power. Each time has failed miserably. They lack discipline, which is our advantage. Fine then. What do you need to know? The difference is our position. In all other ways, we are Legion. My army is no different from Lanius's or Caesar's. I suppose there are some differences. My army is considerably larger than even the force Caesar has amassed in the Mojave. We wouldn't be this large normally, but it is a necessity. Our size is a boon in battles, but it has also created several minor issues concerning discipline and training. Our force as a whole lacks discipline. Many of them are just flat out inferior. In spite of this, all my men are loyal and willing to die for Caesar. That's good enough for me. In a sense, the Legion way is strong. Those that are worthy will survive and integrate well into the Legion. Those that are unworthy are no better to us alive than dead. No, he is my superior. Caesar has made that clear. Caesar felt that my status as a former NCR citizen would cause problems. Lanius keeps me in check, or he's supposed to. Watch where you step, courier. It's a stalemate, as usual. We have the numbers, but Blackthorn's technology keeps them in check. With any luck, you'll tip the scales in our favor. Ave, true to Caesar.
For every Legionnaire that dies, 2 NCR soldiers will meet their fate.
The slaves are starting to worship the hanged man.
I assume you are bothering me for a reason. I am in the process of planning, and I would prefer not to be interrupted. The capture of an NCR officer by the name of Viola. Recently, some of our scouts have spotted her and some small squads of soldiers entering a building. Specifically, Swordstone Tower. So now I'm formulating a plan of attack, although my limited intel is making it more difficult than it needs to be. Not of much use. The scouts saw 3 squads enter over the course of over a week. The scouts also report nobody exiting the building, which points to a few possibilities. They are either still inside, have a second exit unknown to us, or they are dead. We also don't know anything about the actual layout of the building itself. Finally, the locals seem to stay away from the place. I haven't gotten any word of an exact reason, however. My problem is that I have to make a plan to work around so many unknowns. It's a building on the riverside, more or less. I don't know what purpose it used to have, but it was abandoned until recently. Viola has been a concern of ours for some time. She tends to prefer striking fear into her enemies, literally scaring them into submission. In addition, she is also an excellent warrior, despite what some people here might say. This skill is precisely why Edmund has tasked me with her capture. No, it's not that, it's because... Please, disregard the comment I made. My judgment. Let me simplify this. My tribe. Before we became one with the Legion, we had worship towards our goddesses, and I find it difficult at times to let that go. I'm not exactly a supporter of every Legion policy, you could say. I suppose that you could be of use. I have an extreme lack of information, so, if possible, it would be of great use if you could scout out the building. Perhaps sneak inside and see what the actual situation is. Thank you. Let me mark the location on your map. One more thing. Edmund gave me this collar. It can fit any size and should guide the one wearing it back here. If by some chance you come across Viola, place this around her neck and get her back here. What do you need?
I think this place used to be a museum.
I'm in the middle of... Oh, hey, it's you. No, right. Figures you wouldn't remember me. You were barely conscious. Yeah, not to brag, but I saved your life. The legate beat you up bad. I helped patch you up and kept you breathing. You have me to thank for standing here. Don't mention it. So what can I do for you? What's up with you, jerk? Good. Offense taken. But you're right. I'm not like a lot of these meatheads. I couldn't stay in California after I ditched the followers for being losers. I decided to run off into the Mojave. But I may have gotten a bit lost and ended up in Arizona instead. But the scouts will tell you that they found me muttering on the ground dying of heat stroke. But they captured me getting it on with a hot babe. It still counts if the babe was translucent. So they put one of those slaver collars on me and had me do slave stuff. Then the legate couldn't do much doctoring since he was busy being a legate, so they asked if anyone had any medical training. Soon enough, I had my coat on and I was back in business. Yeah, damn good one too. I hate to admit it, but he kinda saved your life. I mean, I did most of the work, but he helped. You probably would have died if he hadn't fixed you up. After beating you up. He's weird like that. He said he was a member of the followers, but never mind. It was nothing, really. Alright, I'll bite. Valerius says he was a follower, but it doesn't add up. I was with the followers the same time he says he was with them. Trust me, I would remember him. So he's lying. I don't know why, though. Why, I'm in the final steps of creating synthetic healing powder. Hold your applause. Tell me, how many Brock flowers have you seen in the frontier? Don't answer that. The answer is 0. The Legion brought supplies up from the Mojave to make it, but they're running out. We can't grow any because the ground's too cold. We need synthetic healing powder. Otherwise, it's no healing powder for anyone. Well, I have a fancy schmancy Latin name. It's just that no one uses it. Ignatio Destructicus. Pretty great, huh? I picked it out myself. I was part of the followers. Like Caesar, which makes us related. Kinda. Don't tell anyone I said that. 2 words. Arcade, Israel, Ganon. Shit, that's 3. Oh, no. I didn't leave. I was forced to leave by Arcade. Back in the followers, I was doing real science. I was healing people, fixing addictions, testing experimental chems on myself. Chems for curing cancer. Or some shit. Basically, I was great. But no one paid attention to me because no one could shut up about Arcade Ganon. Oh, Arcade's such a great guy. Arcade's so smart. You're being a jerk, Wellick. Arcade's gay, Wellick. He didn't steal your girlfriend, Wellick. They all had Arcade fever. It was insane. Sure, he was smart and decently attractive. Okay, very attractive, but he wasn't a god. So I decided to pull a little prank, to take him down a peg. And then, through no fault of my own, 3 people died. Again, totally not my fault, but NCR didn't see it that way, so I had to leave. Joke's on them, though. I got to keep the lab coat. Who's laughing now, Arcade? Nothing? Nothing? Arcade Israel Gannon is not nothing. He is the worst person to walk this earth. And if you can't see that, we're done talking.
Don't know for sure, though.
So what can I do for you?
This thing. Do you think anyone would notice if I snuck away to? No, never mind. I don't want to risk it.
The Hunter's Lodge is getting ready to hold its annual grand hunt with a record number of hunters participating. The lodge, operated by the forest family, has focused on recent years for their neutral stance and high employee faithfulness. The lodge, however, and the hunt is planned to continue as scheduled. More news. No fluff, no ads, no lies. At the Breach Outreach, we only broadcast the truth. Enough stalling, let's get to the news. The courier of the Mojave is dead, at least according to the NCR X-Files. Shortly after joining them at sea, the courier was involved in a firefight near the bridge outpost and died in the fighting. A funeral will be taking place soon, but questions remain. How could such a legend die? Why is the Legion not displayed their body as they do with other captured NCR soldiers? More importantly,
Longinus' training is hard, but the results are worth it.
The slaves are starting to worship the hanged man. Rumor has it there's a
Oh, hey, you're her. You're the courier. My name is Reznor. I'm a big fan. I'm a courier too. That makes us like related, I guess. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. Up north, I guess, the Bleeders Sanctuary. 'Cause, you know, I'm a bleeder. The Bleeders were this huge tribe a long time ago. We thought that our blood was like our soul or whatever, so we bled ourselves a lot. Then well, something happened. The Bleeders are gone now. I can't tell you. I mean, I want to tell you, but I can't. We all made an oath. Only the Bleeders know what happened, and you're not a bleeder. Sorry. My tribe was dying, both figuratively and literally. No one knew what to do. Everyone was just sitting around waiting for the end. Not like the Legion. They made everything look so easy. They actually had a future. Goals. If my tribe agreed with me, that they might still be around, but they didn't. It's just me now. Oh, it's pretty cool, I guess. The Legate yells at me sometimes, but I usually deserve it. I am. I'm the best courier in the Northern Legion. Because I'm the only courier. So yeah, I have your job, or your old job anyway, before you got shot in the... Okay, I was kind of exaggerating. There are other couriers, but I'm the only one who survived more than one trip. I guess I'm lucky. Well, from what I know, we usually don't have our own couriers. Most couriers in the Wasteland are already Frumentari, like Ulysses. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We're too far away from all the courier companies, and no one's willing to walk up here. Not even you. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just, you know, pointing out that, you're the exception, not the rule. At least that's what Kalidas says. Well, yeah, who hasn't? I mean, I know a bit more about you than the others since I have a radio. I hate the music. I only use it to find out what you're up to. Technically, I'm not supposed to have it, but you're just so cool. You're not gonna tell anyone I have a radio, right? Whew. Thanks, I knew I could count on you. Yeah, it sure is. Huh? Oh, no, not really. Just ignore me. I'm being an idiot, like usual. Right. Reznor is a word for my old tribe. It means exile. When my tribe started, dying, I tried to convince them to go join the Legion. They didn't like that. They'd rather die or whatever. So I went behind their backs and started selling people to the Legion. It was working out great, but I was found out. So they made me a Reznor. I'll have to live with that name till the day I die. Yay. Later.
Group of female slaves who are causing problems for us. If they know what's good for them,
Courier, at last we meet. I'm Longinus, trainer of the Northern Legion. I've been meaning to speak with you. Before I was known as Longinus, I served as a warrior in one of the Denver tribes. Unlike the rest of my tribe, I saw that the Legion was an enemy we could not defeat. I surrendered myself before Caesar and was spared while the rest of my tribe burned. Yes, I trained them as well. Bismarck was my favorite initiate, but he lost that favor when he failed to kill you. The other, Warren, was Edmund's favored. I can tell you much. I made a hobby of knowing Ostia's history. What would you like to know? Most pre-war buildings are weak and indefensible, but this place is different. It was built to survive, built to withstand any foolish enough to attack its walls. It was built like the Legion. A few squatters had called this place home, and they came for the same reasons we did. The scavs had the protection of the walls, but didn't know how to use them effectively. Under the Legate's orders, our legionaries climbed the walls and slaughtered everyone inside. Ostia fell to us within the day. Not anymore. We've slicked the walls with ice and water. Those few who can find traction will face our spears. It was a learning institution created to teach children of their past. It made a mockery of its subject, depicted knights and warriors as weaklings. That being said, I still play the old holotapes for the children. They sleep easier when they're on. They were built strong, stronger than they had any right to be. It was also far away from the nuclear fire raining down on Portland. In total, it only suffered minor damage in the Great War, and stayed strong for hundreds of years after that. They were displayed to the visitors, and sometimes demonstrated. There were only a few at first, but our forge masters reverse engineered them, creating the copies you see us wielding. The same goes for the armor. Yes, normally I'd get Resner to do this, but you have a better chance of surviving than he does. One of my trainees, Othello, has information I need. He hasn't been responding to my summons, most likely busy maintaining his outpost. Go to him and receive whatever message he has to offer. You will be well rewarded for your efforts. Well, you're the courier. I know you've gone beyond that title, but it was still your profession. He could, but he's not ideal. That much is clear if you've spoken to him. Thank you, courier. Othello will be at the railroad outpost. Ave. What is it you need? I oversee the training of all our recruits. It is my responsibility to forge them into tools, ready to fight and die for Kaiser. At least, that's what I used to do. Why should I? I was the one who led the Legion through our defenses. My tribe had seen its future and rejected it. The deaths they suffered were just. Edmund the Butcher. He was present at your torture. I would advise you stay away from him. He's not like us. He has no loyalty to Kaiser or the Legate. He only joined to make others suffer. The Legate will not say this, but we have a problem with size. Physical fitness, while important, will only get you so far. A warrior is only as good as his weapon, whether it be fists, steel, or gun. The NCR's weapons are superior to ours, more lethal, better maintained. For every NCR soldier we butcher, they cut down 15 of our men. Our advantage lies solely in numbers. Blackthorn is cut off from California. His troops are finite while we receive new recruits every day. In theory, we should crush them with overwhelming force, but their weapons keep cutting our numbers down. We have to replace them quickly. Because of this, we can't afford to put our recruits through the same regimen found in the rest of the Legion. These whelps you see before you wouldn't last a day in Arizona, Denver, or even the Mojave. But here they survive, only to be sent out to die. It shames me that such degenerates are allowed to wear Legion armor, but it's sadly necessary.
The Wolfpack will fall, just like the 1st Brigade. Degenerates like you belong to the Cross. Just kidding. You're doing fine.
I am at your service. I know Valerius isn't exactly Linnaeus, or the Malpais Legate, but I am proud to serve under him. He was born NCR, but that doesn't stop him from exemplifying that which makes the Legion great. No, I don't, and I'm not going to go rooting through his past to find out. He's earned that much. The war bends and changes like a wave, never static, always in flux. We take land away from the NCR, and they take an equal amount of our territory. Repeat endlessly. If your legend is true, you may be the one to normalize the wave. That's right. While you were recovering from your wounds, the NCR took back the bridge. They established a new base there, even named it after one of their colleagues, weaklings. Naturally, this affront to Legion justice cannot stand. You will be the Legate's sword and wipe the degenerates off of the face of the earth. Good luck, courier. Alway.
I wonder what Sandlaw...
I am at your service. New Canaan, a settlement in Utah. The New Canaanites were weak. They put their faith in myths and stories rather than their own strength. Joshua saw that, saw what could be achieved by making Kaisar's dream a reality. When he became the Malpais Legate, New Canaan shunned him. Only I followed him out of that wretched place. No one I cared for, besides a sister. Unimportant. True, I follow almost all of Kaisar's laws, and impose them on the undisciplined wastes. But that is one tenet I cannot abide by. Joshua failed, yes, but in his time, he gave profligates a reason to fear the word legate. I prefer to remember him not as the burned man, but as the Malpais Legate. Thank you. I'm glad you understand. Actually, there is something. The Frumentari have infested every inch of the frontier, even the NCR. But as of late, one of my agents, Tarus, has gone silent. I ignored it at first. It's common for an agent to miss a dead drop in order to keep their cover, but it's been months now, and I haven't heard anything from him. There lies the problem. I don't know. If he's been compromised, I can't risk sending any other agents after him. I'm in the dark. But you're not one of my agents. You can find Tarus, or what's left of him, and put my mind at ease. Find out what happened to Tarus, and if he's broken, execute him. I knew I could count on you. His true name is Tarus, but amongst the profligates, he calls himself Billy. You'll find him at Danny's shop. I'll await your report. I am at your service. I am the head Frumentari of the Northern Legion, and Legate Valerius' right hand. I am his chief advisor, and inform him of anything he needs to know regarding military decisions. As for what I don't tell him, it's my job to eliminate that before he even hears about it. Before the Great War, it was a museum, something they used to display relics and weapons to the profligates. That's all I know of it. If you want to know the whole story, I would direct you to Longinus. This place's history is somewhat of an obsession for him. I will answer what I can. There are more of us, a legion in and of itself. Of course, not all Frumentari are worthy of their position. Some see it as the easy job in the Legion, and others are just incompetent. These are just some of the reasons why good agents are invaluable, like Dolus. Despite what the Legate may claim, he's not a Frumentari, and he never will be. He's more of a partner of sorts. The honor of introducing him is the Legate's, not mine. No, not since I graduated from the title of Herald. Wulpes is my equal, and we both serve under Kaisar.
What promise? prisoner. He'll want to talk to you.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to get a good drawing of your face for the records. I'm Quintilis, head scribe of the Northern Legion. It's actually good that you came by. I was looking for you. They do normally, but, well, let's just say the legate is a bit more liberal than Kaiser in that regard. He understands that having a stupid army causes them to make stupid decisions. That's why it's important to educate our forces, to avoid another Hoover Dam. We collect and remember history, and teach anyone who's willing to accept our lessons. Kaiser's legacy is recorded and defined by us. More than you probably think, but still not a lot. I'm actually trying to teach people how to read. So far, I've managed to make 2 legionnaires literate, and then you killed them. So, thanks for that. 2, actually. We often send scouts to the library in order to get new books for our teachings. The legate is worried that a few of the books in there are dangerous. He wants them gone, but he also doesn't want to risk exposing his scouts to dangerous ideas. As a profligate, you don't have that problem. The other job is a bit more complicated. It's my duty to record the history of the frontier, but that's hard to do when you're missing vital pieces of it. I need someone to find a camera and take pictures of landmarks around the frontier. You can do both jobs, or just one, or neither if that suits your fancy. Oh, I could, but I'd get killed doing it. Trust me, you're the best option. Great. The legate just needs the books removed, not destroyed. If you give them to me, I'll destroy them and give you a reward. Otherwise, you can keep the books for your reading pleasure. Hi there. Oh no, I got this off a dead body. It came from Vault 9, I think. In the South, I'd be crucified for using it, but Valerius doesn't mind. It helps me keep everything straight, and with it, I can get my work done faster. If I could, I'd give one to all the scribes. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. Shortly before the Battle of Hoover Dam, Kaiser sent Legate Valerius here with about 100 men to secure the north and organize the frontier tribes under a legion banner. Valerius absorbed the remains of the Snowblind tribe, leading them into war with the NCR exiles. That's all for now. What happens next is up to you. Elias Blackthorn led a group of conscripts during the Brotherhood War. He had a personal connection with his men and hated to see them die. Eventually, he led his men to desert the NCR when Kaiser attacked Fort Aradesh. For reasons still unclear, they chose to settle in the frontier and exterminated the Snowblind. Now, Valerius has come to exterminate them. The Snowblind came from Vault 6, a vault dedicated to scientific advancements over all else. Why the Snowblind's ancestors left the vault is still a mystery, but we know that they took their helmets with them. The Snowblind settled near what would become Outpost Gresham. This put them into conflict with the NCR. Minor arguments escalated into war, and the Snowblind lost dearly. The only reason the name still exists is because Valerius saved them. That's a bit tough. They're such a large group that they have tribes and histories within themselves. I can tell you that the name gained prominence about 100 years ago, when the Bleeders started to lose power and the Branded disappeared. Over time, they civilized, or they've tried to. Each attempt at a permanent settlement has failed, from Undertow all the way to Junkfleet. It's safe to say that Salttown is the most successful scav settlement, but only just. America, I guess? I wasn't really part of a tribe before I joined. I wish I can tell you. It wandered into Osteo about a year ago, barely functional. We tried to save it, but by the time we arrived, someone had already cut it into pieces. We repaired it, but the body isn't the issue anymore. The issue is that it refuses to turn on. We dedicate more resources to it if we could, but with the war going on, we don't have that luxury. You? No, not at all. Right now it's just wasting space. If you can get it working, that would be a huge help. Hi there.
Female slaves are causing problems for us. If they know what's good for them, they'll give up now.
Longinus' training is hard, but the results are worth it. Those artistic legionnaires are a waste.
So you've come to see me at last. Welcome to the arena, courier. I assume you're here to fight? I am now. I assumed the position a few weeks ago. Before that, the arena was controlled by Caligula. He objected to the legate leaving you alive. In fact, he objected so strongly that he had the brilliant idea to try and overthrow the legate. Even Edmund isn't that dumb. His plot obviously failed. The legate burned him alive, and I got promoted. I admit, it's not the best way to get a job, but I'm the last person crying about it. The name's Kaiba. No first name. My father never bothered to give me one. Lazy bastard. Once my father ran out of drinking money, he sold me into slavery. I spent my formative years cleaning the boots of centurions. That's right. It's rare, but if a slave excels at their work and shows absolute loyalty to Caesar, they may be freed. That's how I got out anyway. Rumors were spreading in the slave pens about the beginnings of what would be a massive slave rebellion at Mount St. Helens. I told Servetus what I knew, and he immediately put the leaders to death. Recognizing my initiative, the legate granted me my freedom. It's been so long. It's hard to remember the details. It would have happened while we were building a statue on the mountain. Apparently, the mountain had a vault in it that could block signals. Signals like the one used to detonate slave collars. If the slaves actually managed to get into that vault, it would have been a disaster. I was mostly joking, but if you want to join the tournament, I won't stop you. Just a heads up though, every fight in there is a fight to the death. No exceptions. You gotta go in expecting to kill. So you've come to see me at last. Just ahead. Then it's settled. Basically, as long as you don't bring a gun into the arena, anything goes. Obviously. Didn't you notice the gladiators outside? We host one of these every once in a while. The winner gets to join the Legion, but they have to fight through hardened veterans to do it. It's a good way of proving yourself. No, of course not. If that was the case, we'd be recruiting one person every few months. You do get quite a bit of prestige for winning, however, so it's worth doing. You're up against Little Joe, a 20-year-old firecracker from Goose Hollow. Don't worry about him. He'll go down in seconds. Go on in. Man, that was just sad. He barely even put up a fight. I hope you don't expect all the fights to be that easy. Next up is another scav, though this one's a bit tougher. His name is Ixade, only ever uses super sledgehammers. Some call him the human super mutant. Yeah, he's not exactly the smartest person around. Go on in. Another great show. The crowd was deafening. I may keep you on as a regular after the tournament. Oh, this is a fun one. Calls himself the Beastmaster. He was one of the first to tame a strongback bighorner, and he brought his pet Night Stalkers from the Mojave. They'll be joining him in the fight. Go on in. Another great show. The crowd was deafening. I may keep you on as... Oh, this... He was one of the first to tame a strongback bighorner, and he brought his pet Night Stalkers from... Another great show. Killed our mascot. Just kidding. That was a great fight. Good job. a scav named Korvik. I've never heard of him, but apparently he's famous back in Junkfleet. A scav named Korvik. He's a trained fighter, and always ends up on top during tournaments. I'd be careful with him. Yeah, about that, I kinda don't know where he is. The tournament's on hold until he shows up.
Hi.
I was just about to walk through that door, too. I guess I should have known it wouldn't have been that easy. Look, I give up. You win. You happy? Good. Now can I go? Yeah, I'm throwing in the towel. No one said people were going to die. No one said I was going to be fighting that spirit of Lanius. I want out! He's the arena champion, the tall guy always hanging around. I'm surprised you didn't notice him. I saw him fight, if you can even call it fighting. Even when his opponent was down, he didn't stop beating on him. He tore his opponent's face off, with his own bare hands. That isn't a fighter. That's a fucking animal. I'm no coward. Fine. You wanna go? Meet me in the arena.
So, you're the profligate the Legate has decided to spare. Why are you bothering me?
Nothing important, but I suppose I do require a courier. The shipment of slaves from the city liner outpost is late. Find Proctor and return with his explanation. Go! I don't have all day.
What? Profligates are the lowest form of degenerate. This is a fact. I understand that you are an asset, but you are still a profligate. No stupid questions. No one else was willing to accept the responsibility, so I volunteered. Much to my surprise, I actually enjoy it. The Legion employs slavers across the frontier. They bring my new product in exchange for caps. NCR slaves fetch the highest prices. I keep the slaves in line by putting down their pathetic attempts at rebellion. When I'm not doing this, I coordinate the sale and transfer of most slaves. I am also responsible for their health, care, and when necessary, their execution. Very much so. Slavery in most parts of the wasteland is seen as taboo. Even in Arizona, most tribes only enslave their most bitter enemies. The frontier carries no such stigma for the practice. It's a fact of life, which is both a blessing and a curse. Since slavery has taken root in the frontier, we're faced with competition. At this point, most of the largest syndicates and families have capitulated to us, but there are still independent slavers that undercut my work. If not for this war with the NCR, they would have been exterminated. I said no stupid questions. Seattle, or what remains of it. I am Servetus, slave master of the Northern Legion. Any and all Legion slaves you see in the frontier belong to me.
How's the NCR gonna protect Vegas if it can't even protect its own president?
So you're that courier everyone's been making a fuss about. I'm Maximus, Beastmaster of the Northern Legion. The Legate has told me that I am to provide you a mount if you can afford it. I tame the creatures of the frontier and put them to work fighting for our cause. It's my responsibility to make sure they consistently and effectively follow their master's orders. Make it fast. To be perfectly honest, I don't know. No one does. According to the locals, they just started appearing 20 years ago. Whatever it was that changed the Bighorners, it wasn't natural. Strong enough to carry an entire caravan, or a man, but not both. We've tried giving them armor, but it just had the same effect as putting something on a normal Bighorner. It's too cold. Brahmin don't have fur, so they die of hypothermia in minutes. Bighorners don't have that problem, and these are strong-back Bighorners, so they can carry supplies. That makes them the superior pack animal here. Fine. 300 caps per Bighorner. Final price. Bighorners aren't born battle ready. They need to be bred and trained. It's like the profligates in Vegas say, time is money. This is the common area, so to speak. The majority of the Legion, and anyone trading with us, is down here. Only trusted legionaries are allowed in Ostia, like you. I am, but I prefer to stay down here in case I get a late night customer. The same is true of Servetus. It was one of my tribe's specialities. Kaiser thought it was a good skill to have, which is why he let older members like myself live. Those degenerates? No. We were in the Denver area, but you've never heard of us. I don't even remember the name of the tribe. Coming?
You stand before the spirit of Lanius, profligate. I suggest you choose your next words carefully. It has been some time since Lanius has been sent into battle. Rather than allow Lanius' skills to falter, Lanius sharpens them here in the arena. There is no one better to answer them than the Butcher of the North. You're a profligate. Lanius has dedicated his life to killing degenerates like you. However, Lanius also recognizes your skill. Thus, Lanius awaits to fight you in the arena. Lanius would be disappointed if you did not. There is a fire in him, a drive to rival Lanius. Yet this fire is misnamed. He seeks reform and renewal. He seeks to make men such as Lanius obsolete. He will fail. The Frumentari are of no concern to Lanius. Caligula was old, but he was a warrior. Lanius respected him. Lanius holds no respect for Kaiba, but Lanius doesn't care. As long as Kaiba provides new lambs to the slaughter, Lanius is satisfied. Is that so? Do you truly believe that the one you know as Lanius was the first to bear that name? Lanius is not a man. Lanius is faith, an ideal to strive for. Lanius resides in all of us. Those who deny him are doomed to fall before those who embrace him. Once, this body was used by a weakling, a pathetic gnat who would rather die than take the life of another. Then, in the crucible of violence, Lanius awoke within him. With every step this body takes, Lanius follows. It is now a hollow vessel for Lanius.
What?
Have you found Korvik? Yeah, he ran into the arena just now. Whatever you said to him got him all fired up. This is gonna be a great fight. Another Scav hero dead. Maybe after this, the Scavs will start looking up to us. Looks like you're going up against Toby Two Guns. Now, normally we don't allow guns into the arena, but I've made an exception for him. Of course, you'll be getting a gun too, just to make it fair. Okay, what kind of gun do you want? If you're gonna blow his head off, make sure you get some blood on the audience. They love that. That guy had a great personality, even if he couldn't fight for shit. But who needs him when I got you? You're going up against some kid named Max. He's a nobody, but he somehow managed to defeat every person he fought against. I'd say he was cheating somehow, if I actually cared. As far as I'm concerned, it just makes things more exciting for the crowd. If he gets caught, well, that's another story. Go on in.
Hi, so, I guess we're fighting each other. Look, I don't want to hurt you. I'm only doing this for my little brother, so that the Legion can protect him. I've got a plan. When Kaiba says go, we drop our weapons and refuse to fight. They'll have to give the win to both of us. My little brother, Timmy. I've been taking care of him ever since Mom died. I've been doing the best I can, but it's not enough. If I can win this, we won't have to struggle anymore. Thank you. Come on, let's get inside.
Hi. Hi there.
That was fast. Makes me wonder how that guy got this far in the first place. The champion himself, the spirit of Lanius. He's a monster. Actually thinks that he's possessed by Lanius's ghost. Even made his own mask. Normally we'd kill him for it, but he's so good at killing people that getting rid of him would be a waste. No, there is no fight. You're done. You can't beat the spirit of Lanius. He'll kill you, and Valerius told me that you can't die, so I'm giving the win to him. You have no idea. He took out an entire NCR base by himself. Even Valerius is scared of him. Why? You're just gonna get yourself killed. It would be an anticlimax if the fight didn't happen. I guess I can understand where you're coming from. I mean, I can't stop you. Just remember that what happens next is your fault.
Courier of the Mojave, you stand before the Butcher of the North. You are no hero. Your blood is no different from this degenerate's. Lanius will show the crowd the truth by breaking you open and bathing in your blood.
You did it. You actually defeated the Spirit of Lanius. That makes you the winner of this tournament, and the champion of the arena. Congratulations, Courier. Well, since all the other contestants are dead, the arena's gonna have to close down for a bit. It will open back up when I get some fresh talent. See you around, champion.
Hi, how are you today?
acid track.
True that Volpez wears a dog's hat. I can see this.
Just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost speeds. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost peace. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me, he got leery. Just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost peace. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The
Weather
great
complains
emerald's
about the
power
arcade.
allows me to
One
feel.
more time,
I
I'm
can't
going
see
to
a
kill
thing,
him.
but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy. A graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second. I'm walking through valleys, crying pumpkins in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but they sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with a fist metal crackle. I'm hearing someone saying you a chicken, don't be scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall. And then I started to fly, I went in deeper. Let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost peace. I know that it's here, I sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power I feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, I have no fear. It probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. A ghost try to approach me.
I hope I live long enough to see Lanius in person.
Greetings, courier. Resner told us to expect you. I am Proctor, the outpost's head centurion. You are welcome to look around and take what you need. Servetus. Ugh. He still refuses to accept it. I cannot answer his question, but my superior can. They can be found in the office on the 4th floor. This key will get you inside. I would not keep them waiting. Don't keep them waiting.
I think this place used to be a museum. I don't know for sure, though.
I wonder what the Sandlaw was like, or Promise. I know a man who died from a shot to the leg. So how did you live through a shot to the head?
I'm still trying to figure out this whole Latin thing. I heard the guys down south are really good at it.
I think this place used to be a museum. I don't know for sure, though.
Junkfleet is home to all the Frontier's degenerates. Why we haven't destroyed it yet? I do not know.
I came from the Bleeder Sanctuary. Maybe I'll go back one day.
Blackthorn will pay for what he did to Snowblind.
Howdy, name's Delilah, and this here is my outpost. Woman? Yeah, And I'd say the same about you. I know it's a special case, but I'm glad you're out there representing us. So, what can I do you for? Was wondering when he'd send someone. You tell him that he'll get his slaves, we're just having some issues. Nah, nothing that'd be worth your time. You brought me the message, that's enough. Say hi to Servetus for me.
A moment. Delilah didn't want to concern you, but there is something you could help us with. A slave named Jarek escaped recently. He needs to be tracked down and killed. Normally they would, but, well, it's better if this is taken care of discreetly. He won't give you the chance. He was rabid even before he got collared. He got his collar off. It can happen with technically minded slaves. Usually the collar detonates if they try, but sometimes they get lucky. Return here when it's done. What do you want? You like it? I found it in pieces behind the building when we first arrived. With the slaves' help, I transformed the husk into an unstoppable carriage of death. And before you ask, no, you can't drive it. I thought it'd be obvious. Servetus doesn't consider Delilah's leadership legitimate because she is a woman. I understand his position, but pretending she doesn't exist won't change anything. That is a common misconception. I am only the head guard. Delilah runs this outpost and is my superior. I'm a good soldier. I follow orders. Fine. I hate it. If I had my way, her mouth would give me pleasure instead of barking orders. But Legate Valerius says we must serve her, and his orders are absolute.
Good to see you again. It ain't easy, that's for sure. The boys have enough discipline to keep their hands to themselves, but that's about it. They don't respect me. Hell, they don't even like me. But they can't argue with my results. And Proctor keeps them in line if they try. This here is the Cityliner HQ. Back in the day, it was a bus stop. Ferried people from one end of the city to the other. Most of the buses are deader than dice now. But a few are still running. We use them to transport product and supplies between here and Ostia. Not a ton besides paperwork. You could check out Spartacus's grocery store if you need supplies. His place is right next to ours. Same way most people get jobs. I applied for it. When I left the Sundown Syndicate, I made it known I was looking for work. Didn't ask anyone particular, just put the call out. Next thing I know, I've got an offer from none other than the Legate himself. You're not wrong. Normally, I'd be wearing one of them collars, but the Legate ain't normal. He's forward-thinking, trying to make this whole Legion thing work like an honest-to-God nation. Part of that is making sure we womenfolk get a good deal, or at least a better one than we have now. That's why I'm here. It's about leading by example. I do a good job here, the rest will see what women can contribute to the Legion. I suspect you're walking about for the same reason. See you around.
We tried to build a base in Mount St. Helens, but we just didn't have the skills to accomplish it.
Resna means well, but he's no agent.
Longinus's training is hard, but the results are worth it.
Good to see you again. Really? You work fast. Almost makes up for Proctor going behind my back. Almost. You look like you've got more to say, though. Huh. Well, that's odd. Must have been defective. Oh well. At least we don't have to...
If I may, they've already proven themselves. Perhaps they can help us with the collar issue.
Damn it, Proctor, you need to learn to keep that mouth of yours shut. Guess there's no use hiding it anymore. Servetus's shipment is late because the slave collars are broke. Have been for about a month now. The tech's working, we triple-checked. Got our eyebrows singed off for the trouble. But for whatever reason, the detonation signal don't take, which makes them all but useless. If the slaves find out, we'll have a rebellion on our hands. Judging from the looks of things, it ain't far off. Proctor may be an idiot, but he's right. We need another set of hands on this. What do you say? Thankfully, we caught it before that could happen. But I can't send any new slaves till the problem's fixed. I may have the legate's backing, but my position is precarious. Even if I didn't have anything to do with this, I'd be put to the cross if this got out. Honestly, I ain't got a clue. You could check with the scribes to see if something like this happened before, but I doubt you'll find anything.
What do you want?
I wish we had dogs, but it's just too cold to use them.
Hello, sir and/or madam. My name is Brian. Welcome to Save-O-Mart. Please do not hesitate to ask me or any of my fellow associates for assistance. Our manager is in the back if you have any issues that require his attention. Thank you for shopping at Save-O-Mart. We put a smile on your face and in your wallet. You have no idea. When I got enslaved, I at least thought I'd be doing something productive. But no. All we do is stack the shelves. Then we do it again, and then we do it again. Over and over, every single day. We are losing our minds. Being here is worse than any torture the Legate could come up with. Well, actually, he didn't hear this from me. But Spartacus, our boss, is getting sick of us. He wants to replace us with a robot he found in the back. But the robot's broken, and no one here knows how to fix it. You get that thing up and running, and he'll get rid of us. Trust me, anything is better than this. Besides, he'll probably just send us to Ostia, where we can do actual work. Thank you. Now, what can I do for you, Sir and or Madam?
Who the devil are you? I made it clear to the guards that I was not to be disturbed, especially by a wasteland stray.
Not ringing a bell. Courier. Oh, right. Resnir did mention something about a dolled-up mailman. Welcome to my castle, courier. As per the legate's orders, you're free to take whatever you need from the shelves. Do try to keep things orderly, however. I take pride in my arrangement. And you don't seem like you're worth my time. And yet, here we are. There my staff goes, spreading rumors again. You'd think they'd learn after I flayed the last guy alive. Well, the rumors are true. I am attempting to repair a robot, but he's not just any robot, I assure you. He is the incredible, the magnificent Stacko, a pre-war prototype designed specifically to work the Isles. Once he is operational, my arrangements will be perfect, and I can junk those layabouts outside. Don't get me wrong, human relations is a key part of the managerial experience. But they are by definition human. Imperfect. They will never be able to perfectly follow my presentational guides. Stacko, being a machine, will have no such issue. Before the Legion brought order to the city, some rapscallions broke in and made off with some of Stacko's parts. The poor things simply can't function without them. I've sent scouts to find me the parts, but no luck. Since you've taken an interest, perhaps you could recover them? Oh, splendid! Please, return as soon as you find them. Yes? I suppose I am.
something draws me to the form and function of the supermarket. The optimism, the presentation, the forced friendliness. Traits of a better time. Traits I work to replicate. Yes? I throw myself into the role of manager. I keep the others in line, handle finances, and come up with new deals to drum up business. Mostly, though, I focus on the presentation of the product. How it glistens in the light. How its aroma spreads over an aisle. Oh, that. I keep the slaves fed and healthy. That's about it, really. Yes, and they're my employees. Their happiness is secondary to the customers and tertiary to my own.
You want my advice? Stay away from Edmund.
I am at your service.
He's a monster. I hope I live long enough to see Lanius in person.
We tried to build a base in Mount St. Helens, but we just didn't have the skill. Let's do it. Accomplish it.
I wonder what Thomas is looking at.
Good to see you again. Wait, you actually found something? That's great. Let's see here. Yeah, sounds about right. Records don't mention what exactly was causing the dead zone, just that it was in a vault. Maybe one of the slaves got in there before the cave-in and took something. That, or one of our guys. Wouldn't put it past them. They'd kill to see me in chains. Something like this is sure to do that. But first things first, take a look around and see if you find something out of place. If I had one, we wouldn't be in this situation. It has to be somewhere quiet. Maybe the 3rd floor.
Resna means well, but he's keep a lookout for a ghoul.
What are you doing without your collar?
Valerius made good on his promise for women to serve.
Sorry.
I don't think I've ever seen Valerius spare someone. You must be really special. I don't want to waste my time with you, profligate. Valerius is the best leader we could ask for. It's ironic that you've been... I wonder what Nigel is doing at Lloyd Center. Longinus' training is hard, but the results are worth it. Are the chariots still broken? I really wanted to ride one.
Are the chariots still broken? I really wanted to ride one of them.
We dominate the slave trade in the frontier. Let no one tell you otherwise.
I see you found the device. Odd. It doesn't look like it's from a vault, but there's no doubt this is responsible for the dead zone. Let me think. The only slave that's been in here is Katrina. I should have known. She and Jarek were close. She probably told him about the collars. I must get this to Delilah at once. You confront the wench and see what she knows. Kill her when you're done.
I wonder what Nigel is doing at the Lloyd Center.
We're not allowed to talk. Proctor! It was Proctor! He had me set up the device. No! No, please, don't! Please, don't hurt me! I'm just following Master Delilah's orders. Yes, she told me to hide the device on the 3rd floor, and if anyone asked me about it, I would tell them it was Proctor's idea. I don't know why. I don't even know what that thing does. I don't want to die.
The Wolfpack tried to take Buckham Stadium from us, but we beat them back.
She's been taking a lot of us out.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Good to see you again.
I heard things are easier in the south, but that the leadership is more restrictive.
I heard things are easier in the south, but that the leadership is more restrictive. Resna means well.
Easy. She doesn't look like she is here to harm us. Perhaps some poor soul struck with similar bad fortune. So, stranger, what are you doing here? I'm Elyon, and this is Morgause and Percy. You could say we have become the keepers of this old world treasure. I suppose there's no harm in reliving it for a few moments. It might sound hopelessly romantic, even foolish, but I've been searching for my lost love. She went missing during our exodus to a bunker called Hidden Valley, in a place far south from here. Soon I learned that an evil man had abducted her and was doing who knows what to her. My mind can only imagine. He was seen as a dignified man in our community, but beneath his well-practiced smiles beats the heart of a tyrant. Both he and she disappeared for months, so I gathered a party to hunt him down and rescue her. Rumor stated he fled north, so we followed. Seasons came and went, and so a hellish winter set upon us. We became trapped in the mountains. Not all of us survived. Broken and near death, we settled here. Seldom does anyone visit this place after we purged it of some cannibals. Just us. Books in the damn cold. If you meet a Charlene from the Brotherhood, please tell her I'm still looking for her. I know it's unlikely, but it's all that keeps me going. I suppose not. Anyway, be careful out there, and stay for as long as you like.
I don't have time for you, human. If you want to live, I suggest you step aside. It's not like I had a choice. Back when Broken Hills was around, I killed someone, and as punishment, I was exiled from the town by the sheriff, Marcus. Eventually, I came back, but all that was left of the town were scavengers that shot at me on sight. I've been wandering ever since. I've heard about that place. Heard Marcus was in charge again. Also heard that they've been having problems with the Nightkin. I wouldn't mind going there, but I don't know if Marcus has forgiven me for what I did. Besides, I like the cold. Turner, that's all you need to know, human.
protect the store from bandits, not talk to snotty customers.
Welcome, welcome! Please take...
What is it? I'm on the clock. What? How did you... You know what? Let's talk outside.
a look around my wonderful shop and let me know if there's anything that catches your fancy, friend.
Are you out of your mind? You almost blew my cover! What could possibly be so important? Calidus. I mean, I guess I have been falling behind on my dead drops, but I didn't think that warranted sending someone after me. You can tell him I'm fine. The reason I haven't been using dead drops is because I'm busy. I'm onto something big, I know it. I just need a little more time. If that's not any of your... Wait. Actually, you could help me. The reason I'm here is because Danny has the largest inventory of weapons out of any merchant in the frontier. I was sent to find out why, and I think I have. A couple days ago, I caught Danny talking with an NCR soldier. NCR is Danny's supplier, but that's not the good part. From the sound of things, they were selling Danny munitions taken from an off-site depot. If we can find that munitions depot and destroy it, we can hurt the NCR. Bad. Well, yeah. Danny trusted me, but not that much. He'll see me coming. I can't keep him distracted, though. You have a better chance than me at finding out where that depot is. Well, you could just ask Danny, but Danny doesn't do anything for free. I know for a fact that he keeps a ledger somewhere in the store. The NCR deals are big enough that he has to keep a record of them. That's what I did, right? I'll keep Danny distracted, but that's it. The rest of it is up to you. Alright. And hey, Ave.
Hello, my friend. I'm Danny, proprietor of Danny's Shop. What can I do for you today? I guess that's what you and Billy were talking about. I'll have to get a new bodyguard when this is through. Before you say anything else, no, I'm not gonna tell you a thing about my supplier, so you might as well give up now. Well, I guess I could be persuaded to tell you for, let's say 600 caps. No, I certainly wouldn't. I'm actually not trading with the NCR, not officially. My supplier's a soldier skimming off the top and selling what he has to me for a quick profit. He's careful not to reveal anything about where he gets the stuff, but one can repeatedly hear his voice on NCR radio. More than likely, their munitions store is there. It would certainly explain the excessive amount of soldiers in the area. Now that we're done with that, would you like to buy something?
What is it? I'm on the... 3 years, ever since old Ben died. Since before I came to the frontier. He was Danny's last bodyguard. He was pretty good despite being 70 years old. But then one day, he thought it would be a good idea to shoot at the NCR for fun. Old Ben was known more for his muscles than his brain. Mercenary work in Arizona. Used to be part of a decent outfit. That is, until they left me for dead. The Legion saved me and fixed me right up. I helped them take down my old crew, and they decided to make me a Frumentarii. I haven't looked back since. The voice of the NCR? Figures they'd hide it in plain sight. Now comes the hard part. You'll have to go there and destroy the munitions. It's not going to be easy, and you'll probably need a bomb to do it. Once you do, though, you'll have the best seat in the frontier for watching the fireworks. I'm stuck here as Danny's bodyguard, and he never gives anyone time off. Never. Besides, if you fail, someone has to report back to Calidus. Danny sells one, but it's pretty expensive. I'll give you the recipe to make your own, but that requires serious skill. Of course, if you're good with explosives, you could probably just blow up the depot with the stuff in there. Trust me, I'm looking forward to it.
Someone catch your fancy?